Hey guys, how's it going? Since they've released Echo, there's been a lot of debate about her being a DPS port. So in this video, I just wanted to go over why Overwatch needs more tanks and supports. There are 8 tanks and 7 supports. Then there is 17 DPS, so 8 plus 7 is 15. Even with tanks and support combined, there's still more DPS heroes in the game. There aren't as variety in tanks. You have Dive, Hogrissa, which is Bunker, Rein's Zarya. Supports, there are only 2 defensive ultimates in the game, Lucio, Sound Barrier, and Zenyatta's Transcendence. There aren't a lot of main healers, Ana, Baptiste, and Moira, but Mercy is in an awkward state right now where she can be played as a main healer or an off healer. There's also only 3 off supports, Bridget, Lucio, and Zenyatta. One thing people forgot is, I think is how you pronounce it, Sojourn is the new hero coming into Overwatch 2, and she is going to be a DPS. So another DPS was not needed during this time. DPS is more flexible compared to other roles. Some tanks cannot counter certain heroes. Same with supports. They need to make more tanks and supports more flexible, so they have more heroes to switch to if they are getting countered. When 2.2 was released, majority of players are on DPS, but since there's so much more DPS than tanks and support, not only is DPS queue time longer, Overwatch just wasn't ready for it yet, due to its lack of support in tanks. Additionally, adding more tanks and supports into the game will help with queue times of DPS. Eventually, when all the roles are evened out, then 2.2 will be much better. Overwatch wasn't prepared for hero bans with lack of tanks and supports. Even when one is gone, it is much less to pick compared to DPS. We need more DPS tanks like Roadhog and Zarya, and DPS type supports like Zenyatta to help with queue time, and it can make DPS players like Flank Support or Tank. We need more tanks like Reinhardt to compete with Reinhardt, more mobile shield tanks basically. Don't at me with Sigma or Orisa, they are not mobile. In conclusion, a good solution could also be to rework one of the DPS into a support, since that category has the least amount of heroes. Remember, Symmetra was a support at one point. We also need more mobile shield tanks to compete with Reinhardt, just hero bans, or remove them entirely from the game right now. Since there are too few tanks and supports, make DPS hybrid supports and tanks to help with queue times for DPS so they can enjoy the other roles.